The purpose of this video is to explain our ImpACT cards. This is part of our using data with students. At Oxford High School, we work really hard to help our students be leaders of their own learning. We do this through student-engaged assessment. Student-engaged assessment is a system of interrelated practices that positions students as leaders of their own learning. An important component of student-engaged assessment is using data with students. We want to use data with students in order to help students access, analyze, and use data in order to reflect, set goals, and document growth. Students are going to use their data to determine patterns, to figure out their current level of performance, and to measure their progress. Students using their data is most effective when it is an ongoing part of classroom culture in which students are always collecting and analyzing information in order to improve. One way that we do that and support that with our students is through the use of what we call ImpACT cards. Each student has an ImpACT card that they will house in their digital portfolio. You can see the ImpACT card here. There's a place on the card for them to put their name and the class of that is their graduating cohort. And you can see across the top, we then have the assessments that they will take. They will take the pre-ACT as 9th graders, pre-ACT 10 as 10th graders. They will take the ACT in the 10th grade, the ACT in the 11th grade, and then they will also take work keys in the 12th grade if they have yet to earn a college and career readiness indicator. ACT test is the test of accountability for high schools in the state of Alabama. And this is given to all 11th graders throughout the state. At Oxford City Schools, we give our students the ACT in 10th grade as well, but this is an individual school decision. If you will look over to the far left-hand side of the card, you will see that we have ACT and then the letters BM. That stands for benchmark. So these are the scores that students have to make on each individual part of the ACT to achieve benchmark. On the English exam, they have to make an 18, on reading, 22, math, 22, science, 23. As you can see across through here, we can use the pre-ACT 9, pre-ACT 10, and the ACT 10 to see if students are progressing toward benchmark. So as your student puts in their data for each one of these columns and rows, you can see if that's trending toward making benchmark as an 11th grader. If you look over to the left-hand side and follow all the way down to science, below science, you will see a Lexile tracker. This keeps up with the student's reading ability. These are measured through our use of Achieve 3000, and the student's Lexile can change throughout the year as they progress through that program. That's why we have here a spot for them to put their Lexile and the date, and this will change throughout the year as they progress through Achieve 3000. But once again, you can see from the time they're in the 9th grade, as they progress toward the ACT 11, they can see the growth and where they're trending with their Lexile. And of course, Lexile growth would lead to increased scores on all parts of the ACT and would help them toward benchmarking, as well as help them in many other areas with just the overall improvement in their reading ability. Okay, if you will now look at the very bottom, all the way over to the left-hand side of the card, in gray, you will see the letters CCRI. This stands for College and Career Readiness Indicator. The state of Alabama wants all students to graduate high school with at least one indicator, which means they have met the criteria in at least one area to be deemed college and career ready. And of course, at Oxford High School, this is a very important goal for us. We want all of our students to graduate ready for college or career. And you will hear us say this by determining or describing the 3 E's: enrolled, enlisted, or employed. So we want all of our students to know when they graduate, the day after graduation, they know exactly what they're doing. They're either employed, they're enlisted, or they're enrolled in some type of post-secondary education. So you can see here that the way to earn a college and career readiness indicator would be a benchmark score on the ACT. So at least in one of those subtests, they would have met the benchmark requirement. They can make a qualifying score on an AP exam. They can have passed a dual enrollment class. They could have made a qualifying score on the work keys. They could have earned an industry credential, enlisted into the military, or be a career tech completer with the average requirements for passing those courses. So there are multiple ways to obtain a college and career readiness indicator, and students can certainly earn more than one. The state requirement, the minimum requirement for the state, is that all graduates earn at least one. But at Oxford High School, we encourage students to earn as many of these as possible. So the importance of this ImpACT card is this is a way, as we mentioned earlier, for students to use their data. They can use this to make goals, set goals for themselves, and we're going to help them do that in their Jacket's Nest class. So what we will do is we will share this card with them. We will then talk to them about what their data is, allow them to put their data into their card. They can use this to reflect and then set goals. We're going to talk to them about making SMART goals and help them to determine what that goal is that they have. They're going to be writing those goals down and documenting those and setting a plan to work forward to meet those. And their Jacket's Nest teacher, as well as their grade level counselors and other teachers, will refer back to this from time to time to help them keep up as they track their goals. So as a parent, this would be useful for you, number one, to understand what the information on this card is, what it means, to have a conversation with your child about their ImpACT card and the goal that they have set. And this is housed in their digital portfolio. So the digital portfolio is what they share during student-led conferences, but it can be shared with you as a parent or guardian at any time. So a great conversation for you to have would be to ask your child to pull up their digital portfolio, take you to their ImpACT card, and then you would be able to have a really good conversation about your child's data and get them to tell you how they use their data, how they access that data to then set goals that they're working toward to achieve.